YouTube. It's been a minute since I've done one of these videos. If you don't know, if you're brand new to the channel, every couple of months I just like to do a little check-in. It's both for me to tell you how I'm doing and for you to tell me in the comments how you're doing. It's not a video that I care to do well or to do whatever. It's for me and it's for you so that we can have just a little powwow, because I know that I get to do this all the time on my live stream, which is where I get all of the YouTube content. But it doesn't really happen on the YouTube channel, so I like to do this every so often. You can always decide to come over to the live stream, especially during the beginning of the stream, you know, for the first hour or so. I chill and talk with chat, and you're welcome to update me there. It's actually the best place to update me, and I'd love to hear from you. Or you can drop it in the comments, or you can come over to the Discord. There's a lot of places to reach me, but I'd love to know what's going on in your life. And so how am I doing? I'm doing pretty good in my personal life. But that's like strictly in my personal life. Not to get too into like the weeds of the world, but it doesn't really matter what your opinions are. The world's just difficult to go through right now in like the greater macro sense. So I feel like I'm kind of following what everybody else is doing, and I feel like we're all kind of getting a little bit smaller. We're finding our communities, we're finding the people around us physically that we can hang on to, and we're just kind of waiting it out. But it doesn't mean that it has to be all terrible. And I don't know, maybe that's just my overly optimistic, stupid, I'm dumb. Don't listen to me. But it's probably my biggest fault is that I am constantly overly optimistic for the future. And so if the greater world is going to poop, I like to have the smaller world not go to poop, and then I focus on that. And then when the greater world's better, I'll come back and focus on that. But to anybody out there that is going through one of the many atrocities that's going on in the world, know that I love you. Know that I'm thinking about you, and it means nothing for me to say that, but I do what I can. Anyways, to move on and to talk about why we're here to check in with the channel and all the things that are going on. Main channel. How's the main channel doing? It probably needs less Monster Train on it, unfortunately. It just is what it is. We wanted Monster Train to work. I wanted Monster Train to work. There's a niche audience for Monster Train too, but it just isn't hitting. So I'm sorry, but it's probably going to be less going forward. As much as I hate to say, I love the game. It's just as good as the first one, maybe even better. I don't know, but it's just it's the genre just doesn't bode well to the viewership. Like it isn't good to watch, and I hate that. Slay the Spire is great as ever. We're waiting for Slay the Spire 2. I've been saying that I've been coasting for a little bit on the content with Slay the Spire. I actually just hired on someone new. Their name is Bird or Nathan, whatever. And you might see them in the comments, or you might see them around. They're literally just there for strategy. They run a couple of other large YouTubers channels, i.e. Cutie Cinderella's Clips channel, and they work for Caroline Kwan, people like that. And so they're just coming on to literally just help me steer the ship in the right direction. It's just hey, we know how to make channel go big. Here's how to make your channel maybe go bigger. So yeah, I think the main channel's doing pretty well, but honestly, we're just waiting for Slay the Spire 2. The big thing, though, is the second channel. If you don't know, we started a second channel around a month ago. It's FrostPrime_, going back to the callback of the old Twitch channel, and the content is completely stark different from the gameplay in only the fact that there's no gameplay. The rest of it's fairly similar. It's me goofing off with chat, but it's the part before the gameplay happens on the stream every day, and a lot of people are fucking with it. Like, way too many people. Like, to the point that people either think it's a Clips channel, and they don't actually think that it's my channel, and they just think it's some random person uploading clips. Like, I don't think I'm really big enough to have people farming my own content for me on their own channels and making money off me. You're more than welcome to try, but I just don't think that I'm big enough to have that happen. I get multiple messages a week now of people asking me if it's really my channel in the Discord. Like, people are messaging me and asking me if it's my channel or if somebody's, again, yoinking my stuff. I'm getting my friends and my own brother DMing me my shorts content as well as the second channel content, and that it's showing up in their algorithm when they have nothing to do with Slay the Spire or even indie roguelike games in general. Couple of friends are like, I don't game at all, but I've gotten a couple of your shorts in my algorithm, and now I see you all the time, and it's all great, and it's all good. And I love that. As much as I love being the gaming guy, don't get me wrong, I love being the gaming guy, I want to be known for me first, right? And then if Slay the Spire is my medium to make content, or indie games are my medium to make content, that's great. Think of me like Northern Lion with hair, right? Northern Lion is known for being the guy that has rants about Costco. but also the guy that plays Binding of Isaac, and also the guy that plays all these other roguelikes and also just browser games in general, right? He's known for Northernlight first, and that's what I want to be known for. So for people to be fucking with the content, even though they don't enjoy games or don't enjoy the games that I play, really means a lot. I mean, literally the person who has the most amount of chats in my stream, and the person that I've now hired to be my moderator full-time or part-time is Armadillo, and he doesn't know what Slay the Spire, like he doesn't know how to play the game. He's still, after 200,000 plus messages in my chat, doesn't know how the game works. I love that. The other thing with going on with like the things we've been trying recently is like a little check-in with the multi-streaming. I started multi-streaming towards the beginning of the year on both Twitch and YouTube. And overall, I'm really fucking liking it. Like the YouTube has their own like unique mannerisms. The Twitch chat has obviously their goofy mannerisms, and they blend well, like really, really well together after all this time. And they like kind of have started to develop bantering and stuff. Twitch chat discovered today that my on-screen chat doesn't read, since it doesn't read commands, and normally commands in Twitch chats and chats are used with exclamation points. If you start your message with exclamation points, your message is supposed to trigger a command, but there's not always a command for exclamation point whatever. And they figured out that if they type with an exclamation mark at the beginning of their message, it wouldn't show up in the on-screen chat. So they were trying to hide their messages from YouTube chat so that they could make fun of them. And it was like, it's like stupid and goofy and silly. Yeah, I'm absolutely loving multi-streaming. The only like major downside from multi-streaming is because of the multi-streaming, there's plenty of people that would prefer to watch on YouTube. My Twitch viewership went down by a little bit, but because I wasn't streaming anywhere on YouTube, now my YouTube viewer is like up to here, and it's like a little bit less than Twitch. But overall, those two chunks added together, my viewership is up overall by a large amount. Like my viewership, I've been streaming to more people than I have been in previous years. But there's a lot of sponsors that only care about the Twitch viewership. And so when they come to me, they offer me less money than I've gotten in the past for sponsors, which sucks. So it sucks to like be streaming to more people, but get offered less. And a lot of sponsors do care about the multi-streaming, and they realize it. But then there's also like, if they only care about the Twitch streaming, what am I supposed to just end the YouTube stream when I start a sponsored segment? Because I only really take sponsored segment for games that I would enjoy playing anyways. So it's like, I don't want to just not provide the content for YouTube just because of like petting. It's like weird, and it's like a funky spot, and I don't really know where to go with it. This isn't me asking for advice or anything, more of just me ranting about the only trial and tribulation that I found with multi-streaming. And you can just type, wow, that sucks in the comments, and that's all I really need. But in recent history, I think because people were kind of waiting to see what was going to be happening with the new US administration and the economy and everything, and then also Steam Next Fest has been out right now, I've had more sponsors than I've ever had, and they're all fantastic games. In the last like 8 days of streaming, I think I've had 9 sponsors. And it's like, it feels weird, and it's like, isn't that like spreading yourself thin? Well, it's like 7 were just games that wanted me to play them for 2 hours because they just came out, or they're launching a demo for Steam Next Fest, and they're all phenomenal. Like they sell themselves. Like we played a game last Friday that is called Fresh Tracks. That was this it was a skiing rhythm game. You're like skiing through the Nordic countries, and you're fighting gods with a sword while riding skis, but like the music literally made me cry, and everybody told me that I had to play it more. And then the devs told me, hey, you have the full release of the game, by the way, but the game doesn't release until August, so as soon as you're done with your sponsored segment, we're gonna take it away from you. And I told them to go fuck themselves. It's cool. Yeah, and so like I don't feel bad for taking all the sponsors. I checked in with the community many times. I was like, are you guys upset that I'm taking all this money? And they're like, no, the games are great, so why would I? And on the vein of sponsors, this is gonna make no sense to somebody that hasn't seen this before. These are my goals for 2025. And this doesn't make any sense. Just ignore the top part. I just wrote this down again at the beginning of the year. Gaming goals. Peglin C20. I beat that. Highest difficulty in Peglin. E8 on every single Risk of Rain 2 character. We're actually doing that stream really soon, where it's going to be a marathon, where I can't end stream until I beat E8 on every character. I'm going to get a bunch of Risk of Rain 2 content creators in on it. I'm really excited for it. So that's going to happen very soon. Spelunky 799 on the daily. I think I'm without a doubt going to do this. I'm grinding it all the time. Chat really likes Lunky. I'm really enjoying Lunky, so it's easy. League ranked Diamond. I might scam on this one and say that it has to be TFT because I've been really enjoying TFT and haven't been playing a lot of League this year. And also BoxBox's boot camp keeps coming around every now and then, so I might scam and just say, oh, it was in the League client. Who knows? I'm known for being the scammer, but it's whatever. Creator goals. I want to be the biggest Slay the Spire 2 creator. Can't really be the biggest Slay the Spire 2 creator until then. I want to reach 10,000 concurrents. Again, I think that might happen when Slay the Spire 2 comes out, so whatever. Be invited on a big show. Now, that didn't happen, but in, like, insane news, I did a stream yesterday where I was literally just bringing people into chat or into Discord with me, and we were talking about their cool jobs. And I had one person come in and say, hey, I'm a professional athlete. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let's see what they are. And they're the goalie for the Canadian water polo team, and they're going to Singapore next week in order to play in the World Championships. And I'm gonna try to get co-streaming rights so that we can watch it on stream and cheer on a viewer. That's cool as shit. And then somebody else in my chat was like, I am also professional athlete. I play on an NFL team. And I was like, what the fuck? Turns out it's the new tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles, Kylan Granson. Okay. No, I didn't know who that was before. Do I look like I watch sports? But everybody in chat was like raving about them. The sports fans were saying that I think he was on the Indianapolis. I don't know where he was previously because, again, not sports guy. His previous team wasn't using him enough, and he was really fired up about that. And then he invited me to his wedding in a few weeks. That's going to be officiated by John Green. So that's kind of like getting invited somewhere big, but it's not exactly a big show yet. So that one hasn't been fulfilled, but I wanted to humble brag a little bit about what I'm doing in the future because that blew me the fuck away. And now, like, we're homies and we've been talking and it's like really cool. And he's a big nerd. And like we were talking about on stream, like his favorite anime, and it was just an amazing time. That video will probably be on the second channel. So if you want to see that, subscribe to the second channel. Or it actually might be on here because I think I was playing Slay the Spire while I was talking to him. So you guys might see it here too, actually. Look out for that. Shit. And you notice that I skipped over the long-term sponsor because I want to tell a story. And I'm sorry that there's so much sponsor talk here. But so I go to this place called Skip Town very regularly. If you don't know what it is, if you haven't been on my live stream, I've actually streamed there. It's a 21 and over members only dog park. And it's members only because they, one, keep out the children, but also they have a full bar and they have a staff that they keep roaming the yard to not only like pick up poop and like they spray an enzyme sprayer on pee to help the smell and get rid of it, whatever. But they're also all trained in behavior so that they can recognize bad interactions between your dogs and help mitigate it and kick out bad eggs and owners, not the dogs. There's no bad dogs, just bad owners. But since they have a full bar, they also have a couple of snacks. And I noticed that they had Kettlehead there. They're Denver cheddar, just cheddar popcorn. And I tried it, and I tried it with Hardy Boy. And then I started showing up everywhere. I went to a brewery with a friend one night. It was there. I got a bag of I think it was the toasted cinnamon that I got that time. And then a few weeks later, I went to like a political fundraiser dinner because my friend of mine works for like a nonprofit that like helps get people out to vote and stuff. And at the venue there, I got the maple kettle corn, and I was like, "Shit, this shit's great." And I looked it up, and I looked up Kettlehead, and they're like in Denver, local company, only in Colorado in stores, and they're like a few miles away from my house. So I drove over there. And I literally just walked up to the CEO and I said, yo, you want to work together? He was like, I've never worked with online stuff before. And I was like, I've never done this before either. Like just going in and like cold calling somebody. And so we're both just kind of going into this like completely new. Kettlehead is a 4-person operation. It's him. He hired his like 3 closest friends, as far as I know. 1 dude and 2 women. The women got mad that I kept saying 4 guys on my stream because I was using it as just a gender neutral term. But they correctly called me out, so I'm saying it's 2 women that work for Kettlehead. 2 women. And they're great. And so I'm not even going to like try to do the whole spiel here. If you want to see more about it, I mean, like I'll put the link down below, but like this isn't supposed to be a sponsor read, but I did complete one of my goals for the year. I have a long-term sponsor that I'm extremely excited to work with. Like I'm very passionate about it. I'm not even getting paid all that much to work with them. It's not about the pay at all to me. It's the fact that I'm working with an extremely cool company that is a small local company that I'm extremely passionate about. But if you want to like see me today on the stream, I'm actually going to be trying all of the flavors that they have with August and ranking them from our least favorite to most favorite. So that's going to be really fun. But I'll probably spiel them in like a coming video. This was the big announcement, by the way. This is like, again, this really matters to me. I cried about this too on stream. I'm just a crying little bitch. Yeah, they've been amazing so far. Been getting a lot of compliments from Dylan. Like, surprised with for not a small audience, but for the size of our audience, how fucking crazy everybody's been going. So it's like just feeling really rewarding that not only can I feel like I am working with a really cool company, I'm partnered with a really cool company, but they're also mutually excited to work with me, and in my community specifically, because like, you guys matter a lot to me. And so for you guys to fuck with something that I fuck with, and then to them to in turn fuck with you, it's just one big orgy at that point. Sorry for all the sponsor talk. I know that for some people it's upsetting, but it's a big milestone in my life. And as far as the goals go, yeah, I mean, I think that we're on track to completing most of them this year, and that I didn't even expect to complete half of them. So, yeah, thank you for everything as always. I will not cry in this video. No, yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. I hope that the world isn't getting you down too much, because I know that it's getting me down from time to time. But then my stupid optimism kicks in, and I'm like, nope, everything smiles and rainbows. Just pay attention. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Should talk more. Call me. Or just come by the stream. Seriously, the stream is I try to keep it as safe of a place as possible. So I hope that it'll feel safe for you too. All right, see you tomorrow.